Hello everyone. I'm going to show you how to create a Google form, then how to view the responses. So first up, you're going to want to go to Google Drive and click on New, and then More, and then Google Forms. This top section right here is to come up with your title. Since it's the 2016 Summer Olympics, I'm going to make a form about the Olympics. Down here you can add a form description if you want to. I'll just say brief quiz. Alright, so next up, for your questions, you have a variety of questions that you can ask. This drop-down menu gives you all the different options. So as you can see, there are several different kinds. I'm going to go with a multiple choice for my first question. And this right here where it says untitled question, that is actually where you ask your question. So my question is going to be, how many gold medals has Michael Phelps won? And then for my option, it doesn't give you A, B, and C or A, B, C, D. I always like to add it in. It just helps when I'm checking over my data. So I'm going to do A, and the answer is 28. Then B for my next option, I'll say 22. C for my next option, 23, which is actually the correct answer. And then I'll do one more, and this will be incorrect, and I'll say 6. Okay? Alright, you can either make it a required question, meaning that whoever takes this quiz, they have to answer this question, or you can leave it as optional. It's totally up to you. I'm going to make it required. While I'm at it, I just remembered I forgot to start this quiz with a place for people to tell me what their name is. It'll give me an option where I can collect their sign-in if I would like to. And I do that sometimes with my students. I'll collect and it'll tell me what email they're signed in on, which is their school email. Or what I usually do is just a short answer, and I'll say, what is your name? And then in this short answer box, this is where they will be able to write their name. And I'm making that required too. Notice how after I make it required, there's this red asterisk, which implies that it is required. Also, this little 6 dot right here allows me to drag it and move my question if I need to change the order of my questions. Alright, for my next one, I'll say, where are the Summer Olympics taking place? And then I'm going to do a short answer. Nope, actually, I'll do a drop down for this one. And we'll say option 1, Rio de Janeiro. I might have spelled that wrong, sorry. I'll put Salt Lake City. Then we'll say Miami. And how about, thinking we'll say Tulsa. Alright. I'm going to make this one not required. They don't have to answer it. It's just for a fun quiz. Alright, I'm going to do one more question. And I will say, I'm going to make this one a short answer. Actually, I'll say paragraph. That way, if you do a short answer, it gives them basically about an inch on the screen to type. And if you do a long answer text, then they actually have a box that they can type into. Even if they don't fill up the box is there, and they can see everything they've written. And for my question, I'm going to say, what is your favorite Olympic sport? And then in this area, whoever fills out this question will be able to answer what their favorite Olympic sport is. Okay, I'm going to do one more question, and I'm going to ask, I'll do check boxes, and I'll say check all the sports that are played during the Summer Olympics, And this will give them all these boxes, and they're just going to check all the ones that are true. So actually I'll say table tennis, basketball, volleyball. We'll do air hockey. Gotta throw them off, right? Swimming. We'll say equestrian. We'll say skiing. And how about one more, just for fun, we'll say hog tying. And then whoever fills out this quiz, they'll have to check all the ones that are true. Alright, so I'm going to jazz up my quiz a little bit. And this right here for your color palette, you can choose a different color. It'll basically change this border up here. Or what I like to do is I'll click this option right here, and it will take me to all kinds of different looking types of backgrounds. And they're really neat looking, and some of them even move. We'll go with this basketball one because it's pretty cool. So now up here, it's now the basketball one. I can preview mine by clicking the eyeball and it says preview, and now this is what my quiz looks like when somebody looks it up on my Google form. Alright, I can click back on my edit piece. I can add an image to my quiz, I can add a video if I want to, I can add a different section to the quiz, add more questions, there's all kinds of options. Alright, so I'm going to make it an actual quiz, and I'll say save. All my options. If I require a sign-in, nobody can fill it out more than once, so I don't need to do that. I could show a progress bar, but I don't have any sections of it. If I make a quiz, then I can assign a point value to it and then grade it. I'm just going to keep it simple and just keep it as the way it is. Alright, and I'm going to send it as a link, and if I do it like that, then I can actually get my link. And then I can view it. I'm going to open up an incognito window, and so that means I can view it not as myself but just as anybody, and I'm going to fill out my quiz, so I'll answer it for me. So choose, or where are the Summer Olympics taking place? In Rio. My favorite Olympic sport, I'm going to have to go with swimming on this one. I'm going to check all the sports that are played during the Summer Olympics. And Michael Phelps has won 23 medals, and then I'll click submit. Alright, so this is just me as a test taker taking the quiz. I'm going to exit out of this. And now, notice on my form that I created, it says responses. And now I can view my responses. I can see each response. I can switch between a summary form, or if I want to, what I typically do is I like to create a Google form, or sorry, a Google spreadsheet. So right here when I do create spreadsheet, it's going to create a new spreadsheet, and I'm going to call it Summer Olympics Quiz, and I will create it, and now it's going to take me to it, and you can see all my answers. They're all sorted out really nicely on this form. Okay. Some things that you can change, these are things that I wish I knew about a lot sooner, so I'm going to share them with you. If you click on this top part right here, and then you go over here to this text wrapping, so you don't have to stretch it out all the way to see the question like that. I'm going to undo that. You can do text wrapping, and now it's going to wrap the text and it'll fill it all in right there. So it's not this big long section. It's stacked on top of itself, which I prefer. I'm going to do it for this one too.
Joyce will update us on his story, but we begin with David Balyapsky of Russia.
Alright, and so now my answers are all visible to see. What's really nice about this, once you get this information, is on Google Spreadsheet you can create graphs based off of it. So I'm going to highlight all the information I want in a graph. Just clicking and dragging, and then there's this option that says insert chart, and I don't know if any of them will work for the type that I have. No, we'll just do one of the sections. And that's not working either. I think I probably need more data. But when you're ready to make a chart, you're just simply going to go to this button right here where it says to insert chart, and then you can create one once you have more data to use. So it's really simple. I like to take the link from my website and then I'll put it onto my teacher website. I'll show you what that looks like. This is for my students, and I'll tell my students, okay, we have a literacy quiz, go to literacy links, and they're going to go here and they'll click on view, and they can see the form that I created for that quiz. So really simple to use. This information right here, it'll give you a chart with more responses. It'll show you how many people answered to each response, and it's a nice breakdown, a nice visual breakdown. Okay, you can also view it individually. Just this is the one test that I took. So very simple to use. It gives you a lot of information, and it's really diverse in the ways that you can use that information.